So, Senator Tommy Tuberville, yeah, he had an interview with CNN, and it was pretty cool, man. Listen to this.
Conservatives, Democrats, whoever wants to be in the military to fight for this country, to protect this country. That's what it's all about.
But just to be clear, you agree that white nationalists should not be serving in the U.S. military. Is that what you're saying?
If people think that a white nationalist is a racist, I agree with that. I agree they should.
A white nationalist is someone who believes that the white race is superior to other races.
Well, that's some people's opinion. And I don't think,
That's
I mean,
not
a lot.
opinion.
Pardon?
What's your opinion?
My opinion of a white nationalist, if somebody wants to call him white nationalist, to me is an American. It's an American. Now, if that white nationalist is a racist, I'm totally against anything that they want to do, because I am 110% against racism. But I want somebody that's in our military, that's strong, that believes in this country, that's an American, that will fight along anybody, whether it's a man or woman, black or white, red, it doesn't make any difference. And so I'm totally against identity politics. I think it's ruining this country, and I think that Democrats ought to be ashamed for how they're doing this, because it's dividing this country and it's making this country weaker every day.
But that's not identity politics. You said a white nationalist is an American.
It is identity politics.
You said a white nationalist is an American, but a white nationalist is someone who believes horrific things. Do you really think that's someone who should be serving in the military?
Well, that's just a name that has been given. I mean,
it's not. It's a real definition. There's real concerns about extremism.
So if you're going to do away with most white people in this country out of the military, we got huge problems.
It's not.
We got huge problems.
It's not people who are white. It's white nationalists
that have a few probably
you see the
different
distinction,
beliefs.
Right?
That have different beliefs. Now, if racism is one of those beliefs, I'm totally against it. I am totally against racism.
But
there's a lot of people that believe in different things.
Is racist, Senator.
Well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But if it's racism, I'm totally against
it. That's your opinion. Wow, man, that's at a mouthful, huh?
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with. Now they looking nervously, and I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it, get after it. Get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future. We all start losers. We're all late bloomers. Gotta start through the sewer.
What you say? Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Oh, man. Excuse me. Holy crap. I'm here. Truth Slinger coming at you. One more time. Sorry. Got the mute button mixed up and almost muted myself too long and then didn't and muted myself a little early. Anyway, it's good to see you. Yep. Episode 107. Here I am. One more time coming at you. And, day 96 of insanity. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about this right off the bat because Senator Tuberville, he is a senator, right? Yeah. He, also a famous football coach. Cool guy. I really like him. But he said the bad words together. White nationalist. Or he got cornered by the media, right? Saying white nationalist together. And this is a favorite hill that the left likes to die on because they painted white nationalism, which is a movement which kind of is adjacent to Hitlerism, Nazism, that type thing. And they turned it into white supremacist, and then they went to white nationalist, right? Because it's a political movement, right? Now you're not allowed to be a nationalist at all, right? Because if you're a nationalist and you happen to be Caucasian, you are now a white nationalist, right? And that's equivalent to being a Nazi. And that's where they go to. That's where the media goes to immediately. That's the lines they draw, right? The crazy shit they do to weave a narrative. And they'll stop at no length. They're doing the same thing, and we'll talk about it just in a minute to segue in to the next story, which is the story about sex trafficking and the movie about that, The Sound of Freedom. But they're attacking the shit out of that, and they've got to attack the shit out of anyone. Well, look, they just hate white people, okay, first off. They just do. There is a hatred for white people. And so if, like, the entire Make America Great Again movement arguably is a nationalist movement, is it not? It's all about America. I'm like, that's right? Populist nationalist, right? And last time I checked, I'm white, right? You're pretty white, right? I am. So I happen to be a white nationalist person. Now, if you know anything about language, does that mean I'm a white nationalist? Or does that mean I'm a white nationalist? Do you understand? Does that mean I'm one of those people that shaves my head and believes that white people are supreme to other people? Right? Yeah. Am I a torch bearer kind of guy? No. I happen to be white. I happen to be a white chauvinist, actually, which the Proud Boys happen to associate that term, use that term, that I believe that the white people in general, European culture, and Christianity built modern civilization. And if you think Africa had a whole lot to do with that, it really didn't. Yes, it provided some labor. That's fine. But arguably, every single one of those black people is better off over here than they would have been if they would have stayed, their family line would have stayed over in Africa. Wouldn't you agree with that? They don't seem to build shit over in Africa. And I saw a black preacher actually preach to his congregation about that once. Black man never really created much in Africa. Just didn't. Look at Africa. It's just not there. And I mean, aside from Wakanda, okay, Wakanda, I know very advanced and everything, but ignoring Wakanda, there's not a whole hell of a lot in sub-Saharan Africa, right? You know, down south, not much. South of the pyramids, right? And the pyramids were probably aliens anyway, you know, so there really wasn't anybody in Africa. Anyway, I don't know if the aliens built the pyramids. I'm just kidding. So, right, yeah, anyway, yeah, you can't have the conversation. You can't be a nationalist, right? You can't be proud of this country. You can't say, well, because the left hates this country. They hate everything about this country. That's why they have to destroy all its roots. They have to tear down every statue. They have to humiliate and degrade every single founding father. Anything this country was built on, including religion, the Bible, patriotism, the flag, Betsy Ross, you name it. Got to crap on all of that stuff. But this is just Marxism, people. Communism. We talked about that the other day. And, you know, I got to bring that playbook up again every once in a while to remind us that they're here to unmoor us from every single thing in the past. It's designed to propel us into the future they want for us. But that in order to do that, they have to tear down everything that's already there. All the statues, all the memories. Memories. You know what I'm talking about? They got to tear all that shit down. They got to throw it away. Because that ties us back to something that grounds us and is counter to the narrative and the end means and goal they want to achieve. So, communism. Okay, so let's talk about this real briefly, and I think this is important to talk about. Oh, I'm sorry. I will now tell you that there's a trigger warning. I kind of figured that the art below me, I was going to stay with the artsy theme. Yeah, because, you know, the first picture, classy. And then, right, the classy first picture, right? And so, wow, I'm awful bright in here. I'm going to have to change that. So, right, but the reason I put that in there, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it, is because I just saw it. Stop. I just saw it and I said to myself, you know, it's artsy and it's kind of cool. And, you know, really the mess we're in is really very well explained, I think, by, the camera's all fixed now. What? The camera's all fixed now. Where we're at because of the forces that are seen in this picture and the orgy that's been going on, you know, between big tech, big pharma, the government, you know, the CDC, Pfizer, the NIH, WHO, the World Health Organization. Then we got the American people in here, and they're getting it. They're getting screwed, right? Yeah, they're getting screwed. You can't see that anyway. They're getting screwed right there, that round thing by Joe Biden, and then you got Kamala Harris just woohoo doing her thing. Yep. And the vaccine there down at the bottom. But, you know, that's just how I feel about, like, part of where we're at. And all those forces. You know, I want to talk about this with Charlie Kirk thing and talk to you about this because this is really important, and I think that Jen and I hit on something this morning. They're ridiculing this movie. Okay, let me read the tweet of what's going on. Charlie Kirk said, "How could you find something wrong with a movie which is about saving children from sex trafficking?" Right? Why is the media so sensitive about Sound of Freedom when you simply ask the question? And I mean, they've lost their damn minds, right? To what extent is the American ruling class involved in the exploitation of young children, right? Now, I'm not going to play this. I just encourage you to go look up Charlie Kirk. And I know you tune into this place to listen to me talk, so that's what I'm going to do. And I always run long, so I'm going to talk. What I find curious about this is that the currently the left mainstream media, right? What they're saying is, that it's a religious movie. The movie's not religious at all. As a matter of fact, the only thing said in the movie slightly that has anything to do with spirituality is when the main character said, yeah, these are children of God and we just can't abandon them. That's it. No Jesus, no nothing, no. You have no idea what religion this guy is at all, right? The other thing is it's a true story, right? It's about someone that was it was a former government employee. What government agency was this guy, the movie about? DHS, Department of DHS, I think. And so he went to go chase these yeah, well, we'll see that in a minute. I want to jump to steal my. So yeah, right. So yeah, but they're making fun of it. So now they said that it's a religious movie, right? So don't go see it. They also said it's Q adjacent, right? And then I read some other stuff yesterday about it just doesn't make any sense, it from a plot standpoint or some stupid shit that Rolling Stone said. Excuse me. But they're just trying to do anything to destroy this movie, and so they'll lie about it. And again, the reason that you tune into me is that you figure out that the left mainstream media, and let me tell you, Fox News is right in there as well. They'll just lie to you dead in the face about stuff, or in the case of Fox News, selectively leave stuff out. And I don't know if I ever talked to you much about Fox News, but yeah, they got to use pronouns over there, and the trannies can use the bathrooms of their choice over there. I mean, Fox News is not what you think it is. Right, so here's an unsung story here, hero. Glenn Beck. You could say what you want about Glenn Beck. I know Glenn Beck's history, and we've been watching him for a long time. And there's a number of things I don't agree with Glenn Beck on, and one of them is the fact he's a Mormon. I think he's still lost because he doesn't know the real Jesus. But that's beside the point. He thinks he knows Jesus, and I think he's a godly man, and I think that he really wants to make a difference in this world. So much so that the person that made the trip, not the trip, the lifelong ambition, who financed this guy that the movie was about, Tim Ballard, so that he could quit his job and help rescue children in Colombia. This is the movie's all about this guy right here. Glenn Beck was the one who financed it, right? So, and this movie, and I think I agree with Chicago Ray here, saying this might be the most important movie ever made. And Passion of the Christ was right up there, man. And I don't know, between the two of them, wow. And you know what? Interestingly enough, Mel Gibson, right, involved in both, Catholic. And I gotta, I don't really, the Catholics, I don't agree with the Catholics, right? And that's fine, because at this point in our culture, in this fight, I was much less, what's the word? I'm looking for the theological word. It's not egalitarianism. I was much more very specific about doctrine and getting things right and dotting every I and dotting every T in regards to religion, which was why I was very specifically in a certain denomination, which was the Southern Baptist denomination. And I found that there were a whole lot of movements and that were say, look, let's just agree on a bunch of stuff so we can get people helped in a social way. And I think that's great. I think that's a good idea to a certain degree, as long as we don't start, I don't know. I mean, there are core issues in Christianity. There are, the spine issues and there are the rib issues, right? You can lose a rib, right? But you can't lose a piece of your spine. So the core gospel issues, there needs to be agreement, in my opinion, or at least there was a movement to say, to reach across denominations. But there was a resistance to do that from some of the hardcore denominations like the Southern Baptists, which I was involved in, because it was watering down to the gospel in many ways, or associating ourselves with people that didn't exactly view Scripture the correct way. That being said, the Catholics are way off base here. However, they have produced a few people, and right now it seems to be there is an awakening going on with a number of Catholic people that are in the forefront of fighting against censorship and against this pedophilia and stuff like that. And what Christ said is, if they're not against us, right, they're for us. And I think that's the time we're living in, where at this point in time, if they're flying the banner of Jesus and they're not outright at the moment preaching heresy, and they're stopping bad people from doing things to children, right, which the Bible says, Jesus says that it'd be better if you had a millstone tied around your neck than to hurt one of these kids, right? All that being said, when it comes to the children, don't you think it's a better idea that we just agree on that subject? We can agree on that and say that is truth, and that is something that we should all agree on, and we should all say that's bad and fight together. And I think that's a good time to get together with other denominations, despite the fact that I think that the Catholics are heretics, man. I do. I think in general, Catholicism is Antichrist, okay? Because, well, it denies that there's a one mediator between God and man, for example. Just that one cardinal thing, in my opinion, okay? And there's more, right? Besides the Mariolatry and things of that nature. So, like earning your way out of purgatory, right? And purgatory at all, right? We don't have a hell and a hell light. It's a whole bunch of silly stuff that Catholics do. But, when Catholics are waking the hell up and carrying the banner of Christ and trying to fight against certain things like sex trafficking, I'm all down with that. And fighting against the transing of the children, I'm all down with that, right? I don't care if they're Catholics. I don't care if they're Muslims, for that matter, right? I don't. The enemy of my enemy at that point is my friend, I guess you would say. And we just have to be discerning about never selling ourselves out and realizing when it's time to bail out with an affiliation, with someone else, right? So, okay. Yeah. So here we go. Here's another thing that, let's just switch gears a little bit. A man who can draw 50,000 people in a cornfield does not lose an election to a man who could not draw 500 people in a major city. It can't happen. It did not happen. And if you think it did, you have a TV set between your ears or your head square up your ass. Okay? And we're finally allowed to say that on YouTube, and I'm not going to get at least thrown out. I don't know if I'll get shadow banned, but I'm allowed to say that I suspect there might have been some hanky-panky in the 2020 election. And what do you think? What do you think? Definitely. I think so. Yeah. I think that it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to because of, I don't know, a whole lot of forces. Fulton County, suitcases, ballots, trucks going across state lines from New York to Pennsylvania full of filled out ballots. A lot of just different things. Hunter Biden laptop story, suppression, hanky-panky, yeah, the Georgia thing, yeah. Phoenix, Arizona, just saying. I think it's possible. There may have been some hanky-panky. So, yeah, there are people finally allowed to go out and say this kind of stuff. And what I'm worried about is that now that they know they can't pull this shit again. I don't think they can pull this shit again. I don't think they're going to be able to get away with it. We're watching too close. And so then the next question, I don't know if you watch much of Andrew Tate, right? But we were just watching Andrew Tate, and I really love Andrew Tate. But he was saying, you know, what concerns me is when the tactic they were using before doesn't work anymore, right? What worries me is what the hell are they going to do next, right? That's what I've been worried about with when this lawfare works with everybody else except for Trump. Then what? Then the bullets are going to start flying, right? Then there's going to be the book depository and so, right? This is what's going to happen. And so I'm questioning what's going to happen when they know they can't pull off another election. I think they're going to start World War III. Yeah, because then you're just going to have to go, sorry, can't have elections. It's too much of a tumultuous time now. You know, that would be terrible to have a change right now. It's too unstable. It would be terrible. Yeah. So anyway, what the hell else do I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, you know, I was going to talk about Dana Bash. They're moping over there and crying, you know, about Joe Biden and how terrible it is that the Republicans are making hay out of all this, you know, fact that Hunter Biden is like leaving his crack around and stuff. But in the same time, they're admitting to the fact that it's all really true. So it's just a pathetic mess over there. And, well, let's just listen to this. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you saw the Scott Adams thing, but when he said that, you know, if this is the way black people feel, and fuck you, you know, white people should just get the hell away from black people. And I think that this is the kind of shit he was talking about. And let's just watch this together. This is disgusting. This monster was created by the Democratic Party, the communists.
Okay, this isn't like full shade towards you. I just see a lot of comments like this, and this was the most recent one, so I'm just responding to this one. When white people say shit like this, it isn't the serve they think it is. Like, you're a part of the problem, fix your people, bro. Like, when white people are like, I'm white, and white people do suck. Yeah, you're probably a part of those said white people, so do something about it. The fuck? Also, I hate when white people try to validate me. Like, they're literally like, I'm white, but I agree. Bro, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't need validation from white people. Like, that's the last thing I need in my life. Like, I feel like white people always try, but they miss. Like, and I feel bad for y'all. Not that bad, though, because your ancestors suck and you're stinky and evil. But bad enough where I want to call you out and
we're stinky and we're fucking evil, says the pig with the nose ring.
tell you not to leave comments like this because it's crusty. Anyways, for all the bleach demons willing to learn, I see you. You're not as bad as the rest.
Bleach demons. You ever been called a bleach demon, honey? No? Nice. Yeah. That warms the cockles of my heart, people. That does. To know that there's someone out there that inherently hates me so much, right? That they could just publicly spew that shit out there. Now, it's her right to do it. And it's my right to feel slightly disturbed about it and to protect myself when I see any fucking woman with a nose ring. Because when I see a nose ring like that and I see that hair chopped off like that, okay, and that attitude, okay, I get triggered. Don't I get it? I get triggered. I don't like that. Right? I do not like that. And so, yeah, I naturally don't want to be around people. But, you know, these are not the kind of black people that I've known over the years as I grew up, the people I knew and the friends that I've had, right? This is a new breed of stuff. But, you know, there's a whole new breed of people come out of the colleges. Black, white, I don't care. Even my own damn children. I have no clue. I have no clue who the hell they are or what, right? At all. And so, you know, here's the only solution, people. Right? This is going to be my preaching for the night. And then I'm going to get out of here. tell me I'm wrong. That when you get married, you have children, you work, you support yourself, you don't depend upon others to feed you, you carry your own weight. You do unto others as you want to have done to you. You try and help your neighbor, okay? When you see people in distress, you do something about it. You're telling me that this is not a better model for living than the shit that these psychopathic sons of bitches that we were just looking at, okay? This bitch's worldview right here, okay? Are you not telling me that the Bible isn't much better than this, right? Seriously, okay? That's what they're telling you, that her way is better, right? And then, oh, I don't even know, where the hell is it, right? I showed you already here it is, right? Her way, this is what her way produces, okay? Poor people getting their asses beat when they're just trying to earn a living to feed their damn family. Because black people have a reason to hate on white people because we're the stinky ones. The stinky evil ones, right? That's what causes this shit right here, right? So I'm tired of it that they've done this, right? And they've hijacked, these people. And to a great degree, I struggle. I try very, 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 very hard not to get upset about black folks. And here, we'll just watch this because my wife said we should watch this, and it's encouraging. And I think I want to end on this note by just looking at this, we can talk and get out of here.
I am State Representative Misha Maynor, and I represent District 56 in the heart of our state's capital. We have been on a journey together for 2 terms, and we've had some wins. But there is a better path, and we can do so much more. That is why today I am announcing that I am joining the Republican Party.
Oh, that's right. There you go, boys and girls. I forgot about that, and I'm really glad I played that. She says, you better play that. And then I forgot all about what she was going to say. So if that doesn't warm the cockles of your heart, okay? And this is not the first time in the last couple of years we've seen a number of people change parties, right? And it's let me tell you, there's nobody going the other direction. All right? There's nobody going the other direction, not even close, right? So I really don't, honestly, I can't tell you. I don't know how it's all going to turn out. I don't even know if we're going to have election. My guts tell me, I don't know. I told you, my biblical worldview tells me that there's a deterioration, and the way I see things accelerating, I still tend to think there's like a 50-50 chance whether we're even going to make it to the election. And I hope we do. I really hope we do. It's going to be a hell of a ride between now and then, I'm really glad that I'm doing this newscast because it's going to save my sanity, and as well as I think inform some people. And I think that we're starting to get some steady traffic going on the channel now, and it's very encouraging. And I'm getting between 20 and 30 views consistently now. And so the algorithm is putting me in front of people, and I think it's starting to put me in front of the right people. And so now when I get subscribers, I'm getting subscribers that actually watch when they get a notification. They're looking for the notification rather than the casual subscribers that I think would happen sometimes when I would get a short that would fly. And I think there's some setting that automatically subscribes people when they visit your channel, which I think is part of the reason that sometimes my subscription numbers go down like overnight, 1 or 2. That's the only reason that I can explain that. So anyway, I wanted to make a show because I could. Every day I can, I want to come to you. I was delayed from being able to do so the last couple of days, and then I had an upload yesterday. I went, bleh. And then today we were struggling again all morning, once again with this upload speed. And I don't know. I don't know if it's. I'm not going to believe at this point that I'm big enough for anybody to, like the internet company, to target me for putting up my stupid show. But I do believe that the devil pays attention, and so he can create havoc, and he has been. So we just keep doing it, and since I could, I did, and I'm here, and I logged it, and I was glad to bring it to you, and I am Truth Slinger, and I'm going to take my tired-ass throat, and I'm going to take it on to bed. I'm out of here.